to the Living on Pacific Time show. I'm your host, Sabrina Westerman. This is the first show we've been able to put onto YouTube. And in doing this, I know it's a historic occasion for our show, and I really wanted to do something that was a little bit different than normally. Normally I do, news or something, happening in my life, and this sort of falls under that category, but it's a little bit different in the fact that I'm going to talk about what influences me to do this show. What has inspired me to do this show, because I believe you need to know, and well, if you don't need to know, you can watch something else, You can watch what influences me, which is a million times funnier than me. I learn from watching other people, and so my influences come from, all kinds of stuff, I've been influenced by people both in America and in, foreign countries, their work, because, we get the BBC over here occasionally. We get British comedies constantly over here. And so I've been influenced by a whole range of people. My favorite is Lucille Ball. Her and Ricky Ricardo did the I Love Lucy show. Red Skelton, who came from radio to TV back when they just started TV. So, I have a lot of older influences, and I have a lot of newer influences, and I'd like to talk about one of my newer influences, which is Craig Ferguson. He actually does the Late Late Show on CBS, and I've really been inspired by him. He cusses. He does cuss, and I come from a family that don't cuss at all. But, he smacks the teleprompter. He's like, "Hey, how are you? Hey!" He talks to the people at home. And I've never seen anybody do it like he does. Never. They're like, "Hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you," they talk to everybody else. And, he's got an audience. He does have an audience. You don't have an audience. You're not an audience. I don't have an audience, so, obviously I talk to you. But he has a whole audience to talk to. And who does he talk to? You at home. And I think that is the most wonderful thing in the world. But he started into, he was talking about on his monologue, or somebody emailed the show or something, and he said, if you're not happy with the way you are, the size you are, eat less, move around more. And I said, that's simple, straightforward advice. I can do that. Sure. Well, let me see. Eat less or move around more. I hate to eat less. I love to eat. That's the reason I hate to eat less. But I love to eat. I love food. I love food. Oh, man. You drive me past a chicken place, and I'm like, I'm not kidding. It's worse than a hound dog. But, I'm like, well, I don't want to eat less. I'll move around more. Yeah, I about killed myself trying to do that. I was still depressed, and I was kind of a little down, because I was just sort of, I can't do this, I'm killing myself. What can I do? I don't know. And I watched the monologue that they have on YouTube, which is Ferguson Speaks from the Heart. And I was so touched by it. He's in it, he's talking about how he won't go after Britney Spears. And the reason he wouldn't go after Britney Spears is because he had gone through a similar experience with alcohol. And food is definitely not an addiction like, alcohol or anything. I'm not saying it's as bad. But I applied it to my own position in life. And between doing that and, you know, with his other advice and his other support and everything like that, I started into, like, you know, trying to figure out my life. And I came home and I said, you know, I got to do something different. I've got to do something different. And I got on the scales and I was 230 pounds. Now, I'm tall, but 230 pounds, even for my height, is not good at all. It's terrible. So I had to do something different. I said, you know, there's no way I can do this. And I said, you know, I've got to do something different. I have to change, or I'm going to just die. And maybe not that serious, but almost. And so I went and I actually got, I said, I gotta eat less. And I found out I was actually scarfing down food like crazy and not enjoying it. I was just, you know, you give me a bag of potato chips, a bag that big, okay, and a big bowl of dip, I'll eat the bag, the whole bag, okay? You can't trust food around me. I mean, I eat 2 or 3 platefuls. Now I eat a plateful, I'm like, oh, I'm so full. It's terrible. But the good news is, I have, thanks to Craig Ferguson, I have lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds! I'm down to 200 pounds even. It's amazing. I can't believe it. And I'm walking farther. I put on a pair of 16s and they fit. They fit. I have not put on a pair of 16s since I was 14, probably. I know I had a pair of 14s when I was about 10-ish. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I haven't been that size ever. I'm so skinny. I'm finding bones and muscles where they just plain out don't belong. I mean, they don't belong in there. But it's nice. I'm getting out more. I'm doing things. I'm getting off the couch. And it's really great. And there's only one person I have to thank for that for right now, and that is Craig Ferguson. Because I have to give credit where credit's due, because he is the one that inspired me to do this. Really inspired me to do this. So, that's going to be our show tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, comment. If you did, comment, please. We need all the help we can get, because we haven't got a clue what we're doing around here. We don't have a clue at all. They especially don't have a clue. Any technical advice is welcome. Even regular technical. Lighting is a problem. We know that. We do know that. We got to fix it somehow. But I don't know how. And they don't know how. But we're going to try. But thank you for watching the show. And have a good day. And see y'all later. Come back and see us, huh?
Shooting